My sibling would investigate if you went missing. Lavender collected secrets. Always easier to smell the trash in someone else's yard, you know? They lived in a 2-story from 1906 with tin panels, bricked over fireplaces, and doors painted over too often to shut fully. Between the dumpsters of sponsored condos, you couldn't find the door without instructions. Lav bribed the data dudes for City Living to erase their building from the residential records and connect their port to the trash system. Lav got their invisible fortress and disappeared themselves long before I went missing. The independent California had a habit of losing residents, less so than the transitional territories where missing peoples are as common as stop signs. When the earth splits, folks fall into the chasm. But Lavender? Lav liked living in the cracks, the shadows, the intrigue, the unexpected seeping up through underground vents.
Don't tell anyone you were here.
Lavender had the right disposition for a secret alley shop. They distinguished buyers from the shut down your illegal businessmen and grew numb to the waste of 27-story condos. They didn't need luxury or friends or their sister, but I digress.
Hello?
Dear valued customer, this is an automated message from Knock 'em Down Anti-Android Technologies. The field disruptor you ordered on January 15th has been recalled due to problems of spontaneous combustion. Please unplug the machine and immediately contact any purchasers to avoid fires. Please hold for a quick survey on our...
No.
Not quite the comforting privacy, security, and peace of mind Lavender sold at Better Safe Than Sorry. Lav bit their fingernails and spat them into the under-counter trash can. Mom would tell them to stop, but Mom was stuck outside the independent California.
Dawn Catherine Jackson.
The sole customer who bought the recalled machine. Dawn wanted something to prevent her stalker, a data level 5, from using a cam drone outside her house. Lavender gave her a discount. The store served survivors, warriors, activists, and people who assumed everyone else had as many secrets as they did. Customers wanted safety or secrecy, and Lavender sold the illusion that they could get either. Everyone knew privacy was a dusty relic, but Lavender gave a shred of it back. Or they sold them a fire hazard with a sorry men are shitty discount.
You've reached customer 553827. They don't have enough data to receive message. To prevent this from happening to you, subscribe to an incremental data upcharge.
Up yours.
Lavender siphoned their data from the trash and linked accounts in Green Living and City Terrace. The smuggled data got them enough for calls and general searches. It was worse than basic company starter packages, but was more access than most unsponsored. Dawn had to be a 2 or lower.
Fucking data. All right, Dawn. I hope a house call doesn't freak you out too much. Better than a burned down house, right?
Lavender threw a replacement disruptor and an on the house, our bad, pepper spray in their backpack and headed out. The fog rolled in with a January orange sunset as Lavender trekked their way further and further from the city. My older sibling always worried less, packed less, prepared less. They left the store with their phone battery at 27% and no concern that walking into the foothills at dusk alone with a low battery might be a questionable decision. Lavender always liked the quiet of long walks. I'd rather, not go at all, but they could walk for hours, claimed it helped them think. Lav hated the public knowledge public transit system with the customized ads to your biometrics, hidden desires, and thoughts you were yet to have, and selling all details to the highest bidder system. PKPT was faster, cleaner, and more reliable than the public transportation it replaced, but Lavender resented the monetized surveillance, so they walked. Dawn lived in a cabin just outside the city. Horizon Lane ran through a narrow valley flanked by hills of golden grass gone green in the winter rains. Fog sunk heavy into the valley, bringing a chilling wetness to an otherwise mild winter day. Lavender's chest tightened. Reckless as they were, creepy mist-hidden cabins were not their idea of a good time. They just had to switch out the disruptors and get out of there. Lav heard the siren song. Tina's blinking neon bragged about the best fries in the galaxy. Lav remembered their empty stomach. After all, who can resist sweet potato fries, sticky leather, and cheap beer?
Shit. Hi, could I get the Pilsner? And any chance I could borrow a phone charger? Mine just died.
I won't charge your phone, but water's free.
The stud in suspenders poured Lav's drink.
Thanks. And could I get a cheeseburger? Pickles on the side. And I'm in a hurry if you could.
Here you go.
Wow. Thanks.
Lavender gulped their beer and inhaled their burger. To their left, a well-dressed, stockinged 30-something stared into her martini glass, slowly rolling the olive along with her finger. The ceiling dwarfed the bar, high vaulted arches out of touch with the dingy maroon booths. An older couple of black power femmes in big brown lounge chairs chatted intensely over a bowl of greens. Lavender marveled at the prospect of a lesbian bar they didn't know. It didn't look new. It certainly didn't smell new. 6 queers were deep in a game of pool, but Lavender could only see the woman in red. The velvet-clad femme lined up her cue, winked at Lavender, and made the shot. Lav almost choked on their beer. The woman's eyes were mischievous and her arms were strong. She stood, one hand on hip, cue twisting in the other as her competition skirted, but never stepped into the ground she commanded. The burgundy of her dress warmed her deep mahogany skin. Lavender packed their things only to find the woman approaching.
Can I buy you a refill or fries? I noticed you didn't get any, and I wouldn't want you to leave without trying the best thing on the menu.
Lavender considered letting someone's house burn down for a drink with this woman.
I would love to, but can't right now. I need to stop a potential fire.
No is fine. Preferred even.
No, I sell privacy stuff, and someone bought a faulty product that sometimes overheats in a spontaneous combustion kind of way, and I don't want to let her die because I want to have a drink with you. And I do want to have a drink. Or fries with you. Not let her die. I definitely don't want that, which is why I should get going. I really shouldn't have stopped by in the first place, but, smells really good.
Okay. Can I give you my number?
My phone is dead, but I have a Sharpie.
Veronica laughed and took the marker. Lavender swooned, reconsidered their stance on name tattoos, and hoped Veronica hadn't noticed their trembling.
Veronica, if you're done flirting, it's your shot.
She's just mad I took most of her money and will leave with all of it. Good luck with the fire prevention. Talk to you soon.
Veronica flipped her hair behind her shoulder as she walked away. Lav didn't stand a chance. They followed Horizon Lane until they saw Dawn's cabin. The house was a botanist lab with the university before they got swankier digs. Now admin rented the cabin to students with particular housing needs. They refused to expel her stalker, but would rent her a cabin for cheap. The door hung open. Lavender fought the urge to bolt and made their way onto the porch.
Dawn? Hello? This is Lavender from Better Safe. I brought a new drone disruptor. The old one had a recall.
Empty. Save some furniture and a scattering of knee-high piles of lavender, dried and stemless, sticky sweet and dew damp. Twin mattress laid unmade on the floor next to a mini fridge and kitchenette. File cabinets reached to the ceiling, flanking a long white desk. Did I mention the giant piles of lavender.
Hello? Anyone? Unnecessary, creepy cabin bullshit.
Lavender scanned the living area for the drone disruptor. If they almost gave themselves a heart attack, they might as well finish the job. It sat on the cabinet, still plugged in, but so far uncombusted. A mug of half-frozen brown water sat on the desk. Mold crept up onto the tea bag and onto the table. Where was Dawn, and when had she last been here? And Lav almost left the cabin. Maybe everything would have been different if they did, but Lavender Black has always been curious. So when they saw a day planner sitting on the counter, they opened it and found a Polaroid of Dawn smiling, beautiful in her literal right there-ness, the closed question, enclosed in a rare and exotic paper trail. Lav threw the book in the backpack, grabbed a handful of lavender, and returned to the road.